Okay, today is the start of early voting ahead of the September 9th primary. Voters in all or part of 6 cities in Cuyahoga County will have choices to make.
If you like to vote early and in person, Cuyahoga County, well, you're going to be going to a new location, and that's where we find News 5's John Kozik this morning at the Board of Elections' new headquarters. Hi, John.
Hey, good morning, Tiffany and Mike. You know, after decades as our neighbor at East 30th and Euclid, the Board of Elections up and moved back in May to its new digs here at East 18th and Superior, the old Plain Dealer building. And one of the major reasons for that move was because of what we mark the start of today, early voting. The old place simply couldn't handle the volume of people. You remember those long lines, especially in presidential election years, where voters were stretched often down the block at peak times. This new location allows for plenty of extra space inside, not only for voting, but for lining up of people to vote. In addition, they have surface parking on site and eventually a parking garage for those big elections. Now, keep in mind, only about a quarter of the county is taking part in the September primary. 7 wards in Cleveland, along with East Cleveland, Garfield Heights, Lakewood, Maple Heights, and Cleveland Heights, where in addition to the mayoral primary, voters are deciding whether the current mayor, Khalil Seren, who was not running for re-election, should be recalled. Again, this is a small primary election, so make sure, especially in Cleveland, you live in a ward where there's even a primary.
The greatest source of confusion will be for Cleveland voters. Not that the ballot is confusing, but with only 7 of 15 wards in the election, those other 8, if they appear, unfortunately, we have to turn them away. We don't have a ballot for them.
So if you live in a ward where you have like 2 people running and you think, oh, I have a primary then. No, you need at least 3 people for a primary, because the purpose of this primary is to determine the top 2 that go on to November. So keep that in mind, look ahead. Voting hours early in person are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to start Monday through Friday for the next couple of weeks. They expand as we get closer to the September 9th general election. But again, if you're voting here in Cuyahoga County, East 18th and Superior, the new location to come and vote. Mike and Tiffany.
All right, they got a lot more space there. All right, John, thanks.